something different, something fresh.
Everybody, this is part 2 of the mixtape design tutorial. This time we're going to be focusing on laying out your background. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Move myself out the way here. Here we go. Got our Photoshop here, and if you watched the last video, you should have a setup just like this with your tools on the left, layers, characters, and styles on the right. So with backgrounds, what I like to do is a nice fade effect where the outer edges are dark, the interior of the background is a little lighter, and I like to put a texture on it. A texture, you know, is a texture, just like it sounds, like concrete, sand, something to that effect. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here to our rectangle tool. Go ahead and just pick a color. I'm going to choose red. It doesn't really matter because we're going to overlay it. I'll show you what that means in a second. So you want to start right here where I'm at, a little bit outside the image, and make a perfect square right around it like that. So it kind of goes over just a tad, but hopefully as close to equal on all sides as you can get it. Release, and there we go. So we got our rectangle. Now, like I said earlier, the key thing in Photoshop is being organized. So we're gonna go ahead and call this background. This other one here that says background with a lock on it, that comes standard. That's just make sure that you have at least one layer in your composition. So we're just gonna go ahead and delete that, and now we got just the red background. Go down here to effects. Let me zoom in on that. FX, and click on gradient overlay. Alright, now this is the standard one that comes up. It'll be black on bottom, white on top, and kind of fade into that. You know, that's what gradient means, fade. So dark black at the bottom, white at the top, kind of got a gray center. We're going to have a circular gradient. So what we're going to do is go to right here where it says style, and we're going to choose radial. If you're familiar with any kind of math, radius, circular, radial, you know, kind of goes together. Now, as you can see, we got white edges with a black center. Go ahead and hit this button here that says reverse, and now we got black on the outside, white on the inside. And then we can come in here. I don't know if you saw that. Let me do it again. Click in here where the colors are, and then we can go ahead and edit up what our colors are going to be. So the black right here, the white in there, we're going to change that. Click on this little knob here, and you'll notice this color come up at the bottom. We're going to click on that, and here's our color picker. Go ahead and take it up to red. Let's get a nice dark red, almost maroon. And on the inside, we click on the white to change the inside. Click the color here, and we're going to give that a nice effect. Now you see what I mean? Like it has dark edges, but the center is a nice light color. So we'll hit OK on that. OK, OK. So there's our background. It has a nice gradient overlay. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and launch your favorite web browser. I'm going to use Chrome here, and just do a quick Google search for a grunge texture. That's what we're going to go with, something grungy. Grunge texture. And we'll just go with the first one that pops up. Click on that, view image, and there's our big grunge texture. I always like to zoom in on it, just to, like when you click it, it zooms in, boom. I like to zoom in on the grunge texture just so I can get a good look at it. Now from here, I can drag and drop this right into Photoshop if I want, but it's not going to really save that to my computer for later. So I recommend hitting right click, save image as, and then call it grunge texture, like gray grunge texture, and then make a folder for that so you have all your textures organized, because again, the key to making graphics is organization. So we're gonna, for me, being that I probably already have this on my computer, I'm just gonna drag and drop it right into Photoshop, and there it is. Nice gray grunge texture, but you'll notice it doesn't really fit the actual background. So what we'll do is the first important thing I'll show you is we're going to scale this thing up to make it fit. If you just went freestyle with it and were like, you notice it kind of looks weird. So you don't want to do that. what you want to do is hold down shift, then click the edge, because this is how you're going to size it up, and then pull. There you go. Now it kept the exact same settings, so everything is where it's supposed to be. And that's it. We got that there. And you may be saying, then why did we make this red background if we're just going to put this gray texture over it? Well, we're going to change the settings of this gray texture to be overlaid. So we'll click up here where it says normal, because that's what it's in right now. Normal mode looks just like it's supposed to, and we're going to change that to overlay. Now that we changed to overlay, you see we got this nice background that's gradient, and we have a nice texture to it. You notice all the gray is gone, and now it looks like the picture just came like this, right? So go ahead and change that to texture. Now you got your name. Next thing I like to do is I went ahead and put a bunch of elements and stuff I want to work with for this cover in a folder already for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and grab like a city background that I had. I think it's Vegas. Put it in this folder here, mixtape stuff, and this is the image. There we go. And we can do the same thing. We can do shift and grab the edges, but since this thing is nice and centered already, another way you can size it up, as long as it has these squares everywhere on the side, you can just come up here, click this lock. That's your width and your height. When you click that lock, it's gonna make sure they stay the same. They scale up the same. So just click right there where it has the number, hold down shift, click up a few times, and boom. Kind of just drag that to where you want it. I kind of want to keep those trees in there though, so let me scale it back down just a bit. Okay, once you have it where you want, double click, and it's set. We'll just change the name of this layer to Vegas. And again, what we're gonna do here is to make it all blend. This option here is opacity. Opacity means how much of it is showing. 100% means it's going to be all the way up. We click that knob, we drag it down, it'll be invisible. 50%, it'll be halfway showing, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to drag this until I get to where I want it, and I think 53% is probably where I'll leave it. So got that done, and you'll notice here at the bottom that we have just like a straight line, because it's the bottom of the image. That kind of looks janky, so what you're going to do next, oh wow, got myself all covered up here. What you're going to do next is go over to your eraser tool, click on Vegas, and you'll notice that I have an error X there, like a little cross saying I can't use it. The reason I can't use it is because this image is a quote-unquote smart image. So to change it from being a smart image to a regular image, we're going to right click on it and select rasterize layer. Rasterize layer. And that makes it editable and a normal image. So now you'll notice I have the circle here so I can erase. So I went ahead and went to my eraser. You can choose your eraser up here. I just went with a circular eraser. It has like a soft texture on the outside of it. It's not like a hard eraser where it's just a straight up circle. You'll have that by default when you get Photoshop. So do that, and I'm going to kind of just go across the bottom here with that, and you'll notice it creates like a nice little fade on there. Let me try to do that one more time. Nice little fade across the bottom, just dragging it across, and now it kind of blends those two images together. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is focus on our elements, and that will be in the next video. So that'll be like your thing, like your cars, your money, your women, whatever you want to put on your cover. We'll focus on that in video 2. But this is the end of this video, which was focusing on just the background. So got your background in there. Go ahead and tune into the next video, and we will have elements going. Thank you for watching. My name is Bray with Sky League Graphics. That's Sky League GFX. Follow us on any platform: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, even Tumblr, whatever you like. Thank you.